Cheers. All right. I am currently opening up 2 access holes in the back of the 55. We took the spare tire mount, the storage, and we shortened it up to make room for the new fuel tank. There's going to be a fuel pump in the tank, and it's a custom tank. So in case there's ever a failure and Lyle's on the road somewhere, I'm putting 2 access holes in the bottom of the former spare tire carrier so that he will just be able to take out a couple of bolts, screws, and he can change that fuel pump, check the wiring, he can put in a different sender without having to jack the car up because it's going to sit low. Drop the exhaust, drop the fuel tank and the wiring. So these are the kind of things you try to build into a car, is to make it maintenance simple. It's never maintenance free. So when you do have a failure, then it's mechanical, so it's going to mess up. So that's what I'm doing right now. Is I drilled a 1/4-inch hole. Now I've drilled the hole saw 1.5 inches. I did the measurements when the body was off the frame. So apparently my measuring was good. So I cut small holes, and now it's big enough that I'm confident I can cut a big hole now. It's got to be big enough for a fuel pump and the flange as well as the sending unit. So that was good. I used the old cordless, and now I'm ready to go on that. Other things I'm going to do, I still haven't, that's the door for the battery cover. I still haven't quite finished that, but I do like it. This, I'm going to change these bolts to a wing nut so you don't have to get a wrench in from above. Make it a little more user friendly. So you need an Allen wrench in here, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's great. But seeing I put it into the side of the car, I'll change that. I'll weld on a wing nut or something similar to that. My TIG welder is up at the front on the other side. Right now it's blocked in by a 22 Chev, 1922 Chev, by the way. And I got to it makes some of this tiny welding, finicky welding, a lot easier, right? Now, this is cast aluminum. It's a thing of beauty, designed for that battery. So I want to use it. This mounts to the bottom, and then this goes down over top of the battery. You can't get much more secure than that. It's the high quality battery. We don't have to, it's got to be vented, and we'll have some wires coming in from the bottom, ground wires, a positive wire, and some other wires that'll go to some different accessories. Who knows? Anyhow, that's not my problem. Lyle will be doing that. At least I think so.
So you've got a whole bunch of highs rolling in.
Well, hello to everyone. A few people showed up. That's great.
Newfoundland.
More interesting.
Intellijohn.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Tom Green, it looks like, from Iowa.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, he's seen him before.
Mill from the freezing and snowy state of Ohio.
No kidding. I'm surprised. I mean, we've had a whack of snow, and 2 hours ago, we just got another snow warning. I just had the backhoe out trying to push a little bit. My dad's out running his skid steer. He actually got stuck out in the yard this morning with his 4x4. A lot of snow out there. He was pulling a car trailer. Anyhow.
Nigel from Australia.
All right. Hello, Australia.
Hello from Todd. And when do you think you'll prime the Nomad?
Wow. Last week, actually. Okay, when am I going to prime the Nomad? I work on the doors. I got sidetracked. Imagine that. But it's been a bit of an issue. So actually, a bunch of it's ready to prime. I am going to take, Lyle, in 7 days, Lyle's going to drop off his car trailer, and he's going to take the frame home a couple days after that. So I kind of think my next thing, I had to make that door shut and I got the latch in the driver's door. I will spend a few hours making sure that I'm happy with the straightness of that side around the door gaps and openings. And at that point, then I can bring in the rotisserie and I can start taking the body off. I won't prime it, I guess, until it's on the rotisserie. I don't want to hold up Lyle. And I got to paint inside. It's way easier if the car is on its side. I can take it off anytime now. The front end's all lined up.
So Nova Scotia is getting a snowstorm too.
Nova Scotia, I was surprised to find out, talking to some people, they get a whack of snow out there, you guys, like a lot of snow. And I didn't realize that before. So I think we got lots of shovels.
Hey from Quinnell, Gerald.
Oh, right on. Yes, I used to live in Cornwall many, many years. Had a shop there.
Nice.
So-
From Sydney, Australia.
Oh,
And from Maryland, from Australia.
all right, Maryland J. Good deal.
Cape Breton, New Zealand.
Oh,
No, we are not keeping warm.
really? I thought New Zealand was a warm place.
No, us.
Oh, yes.
They said
yes.
to us, hope you're keeping warm.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
No, we're not.
So, yeah, the week kind of got away on me. I had planned all these things. I did spray out. I wasn't happy with the spray out. So now I will go in and get a gold and probably a silver, and I will redo the spray outs. I have to have them ready by next Saturday. So I will have to go into town. It's only half an hour, 45 minutes. Try out some other golds for a base underneath the root beer House of Color paint. I also, Lyle sent me some really cool pictures. I get to figure out a console. So we have the two buckets, and I have the gear shift here, and I got to build mounts for it. But then there's going to be a console, and I get to design it from coming out from under the dash down the middle. I've done them where you totally divide the car in half. You know, you come right up between the back seats, and they're like two buckets. For this car, he wants to end the console at the back of the front seats. So and at least I know the parameters now, and I'll come up with the shape. Now it's got to be upholstered too, right? So when you build a console, you have to allow for areas for the upholstery dude to either attach glue, sheet metal screws, clips. You have to think of all that when you're building the console. Whether you use EMT, electrical conduit, for the outer edges, you bend something up on the brake, and there's so many different ways people build them out of wood. I'm looking forward to mocking up a console and getting everything to fit in between the seats. So I have to put the other seat back in. This seat I have sitting here, I was just starting to clean out the car. And again, I got to get these holes cut. Make sure they're in the perfect place.
Roland wants to know, what is the oldest vehicle you've had to restore?
The oldest vehicle I've worked on is that 1922 Chev. Now, my dad did most of the work on that. So that's 103 years old. I did restore a 1925 Chev complete. So built the wood structure, which is so freaking cool because it's all mortise and tenon work. Now, I bought a kit that was a rough approximation, and sometimes you'd shorten it or make new tenons, mortises, and you build this whole beautiful wood frame, and you stain it, and then you start making panels, and you nail them on to the wood frame. So 1925, 1922 is the oldest one I've worked on, I guess.
And Chris is wondering if you've ever heard of D0's Auto in Edmonton.
D0? No, I haven't actually. I looked that up. I used to, work around Edmonton and live in Sherwood Park, but that was many years ago. It's getting harder to find the old car shops, but they're still around. D&D is one I want to go see. That's around Calgary. There's lots of shops to check out.
It's nice and warm in California.
Well, yes, naturally. Yes, it is.
And Howdy Smith from Santa Blair from BMW.
Oh, hey, far out on the coast there. Yes, he's got the nice BMW. Twin turbo. I mean, they're not a big motor. I think it's 2-point-something liter. I mean, you can put it in the back of this. The front wheel drive. I'll have to find out. So you can take an old car and put in front wheel drive in the back of a station wagon And you'd have a really cool car. I'm getting out there. Anyhow.
And Pella John said they're finally getting a temperature break from Mother Nature. Managed to get the oil change and fuel filters done in the truck.
Oh man, yes, because he's working outside, and that's southern Alberta. So yeah, he's been looking for a break in the weather, and we're getting a little bit of a break in the weather temperature-wise. So I was going to take this outside and use the hoist to put it back in the rotisserie, but the amount of snow we've had, I might end up hanging the body from the steel beams in here and lifting it off the frame. Not my first choice, but at the amount of snow out there, I may have to do that.
Rick's Rockin' Reviews wants to know, did you get the throttle situation figured out on that Dodge pickup?
Yes. So we drove 350K to Whitecourt and met a guy who checked out his ad. So he had the part. He drove into town at night and met me, so I didn't have to go out in the countryside and find him, and gave me the exact original part and a few extra pieces just in case. So next morning, the diesel is up and running. So Julie Cummings is once again working, and it's inside.
You've got a hello from Leduc.
All right.
And Randy Ferris says, was hoping you guys would have made it to Nova Scotia last year. We are
Well, us too. Yeah, if we hadn't blown the motor, transmission, rad axles, et cetera, we would have. So
Mill wants to know, does your 22 Chev have the original frame? I believe it would have been a wood frame back in those days.
no. Oh, he might be talking about frame of the body. So the structure of the Chevys up until 1937 was mostly wood. So in the cars, say they would have wood, but they'd have a metal outer structure. But the 36 had a cable holding the door square because there was wood in the edges of it. So yeah, it's actually got the wood and the roof and all the panels and the doors. The panels are nailed to the wood. The actual frame of the car that holds the motor, that's steel. So that can be confusing. They're pretty cool. But the Fords got rid of the wood in the structure earlier than the Chevys. So it's a lot harder to find a Chevy, which is why Australia and New Zealand become so important. When I was restoring cars that were Chevys in the 20s, that's where I get parts, because it's so dry there that the wood doesn't rot, and they actually still have the vehicles sitting around. And here you don't. It all rots away.
Mill says back then General Motors bought whole forests of land just to build their vehicles.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's interesting to hear. We actually had a guy comment who worked on the assembly line. What I'm saying is it's really cool to hear from people. And this guy was adjusting doors. And he, in the comment section, the focus group, mentioned how they would set the latches just a bit high and they hold the button in when they close it, so it's not hindered by the latch, just to make sure the door's lined up. And I mean, those guys had to be fast and they had to be good working on the line. So it's always cool to hear about the guys who were assembling the cars.
We've got a hello from Tweed, Ontario. All of the houses disappear every January in Gasp, Quebec.
Oh,
Gasp.
under snow is what I'm presuming, right?
And the BMW 5.0 liter.
Holy, it's that big? Ooh, 5 liter.
And do you heat your whole shop or just the areas you work in? What kind of fuel is used to heat the farm?
The farm has natural gas. It has floor heat. The entire slab is insulated underneath before it's poured, and that includes the whole shop. So not all of it is heated.
Not yet.
Not yet, that's right. But everything is insulated underneath the slab, and the piping is in the concrete. And most of the place is insulated, but not all of it.
We've got a hello, Darlene from Newfoundland. It's the calm before the nasty storm. They must have a storm rolling in.
It is that time of year.
And no, I did not do any training other than mechanic school. No formal training in engine rebuilding.
Oh, I see. Okay, that was a question directed to you.
Yeah. Sorry,
Okay.
I was supposed to hold that.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, what the?
Hello from Rock Creek.
Oh, yeah. That's Gordon, I believe. That's a really cool area. Even if it's not Garden Rock Creek, it's a great place.
You need a hat like yours, been working underside of Acadian, doing fuel tank, etc. Lots of new bumps on the head.
Yeah. Sometimes I wish this was a hard hat.
Well, Kenneth wants to know if you can, hopefully you can finish your story from yesterday about how you started at Rustboro's.
Oh, geez, I'm wondering where I was at. I'm not even sure where I got sidetracked. I worked around Mike too long. I mean, yeah, I went down there. Well, I mean, I had worked for JF, which I had mentioned. And when I got the interview on the phone, when Mike phoned me, asking how come I didn't email and send computer stuff and everything else. And I said, I'm a freaking dinosaur. I don't have a computer or a TV or a printer or anything else. So he said, who'd you work for? I said, JF. He went, click. And then he called up JF. And so after that, he called me back and said, talk to JF and come on down, we'll give you a tryout. And so that's what I did is I drove, an interview. I drove 10 or 11 hours through 2 mountain passes, which is beautiful country. So I didn't really care. It was a great drive. And I walked in and said, who's Mike? And you can imagine if you walk into a shop, what would you think? You walk into a shop, think you're going to meet some body men, and all of a sudden, that guy walks across the shop and sticks his mitt out, and you're like, man, the size of his freaking mitts. So I'm like, whoa, okay. So we hung out for a couple hours. I met Matt. We did the whole tour of the work they'd done previously. I showed up after Netflix. So I saw the Netflix cars they'd worked on that were still there. They hadn't been sold, or customer cars. And I went, okay. I gave them my thoughts. They gave me theirs. And they said, bring your tools back down and try it out. So I tried it for a couple of weeks. And I figured, okay, I had a great time to go. And we talked some more. And I ended up staying a little longer. About a year later, I'm going, I got to go home, man. I got Princess, the cat. Anyhow, so every year I'd go home, and sometimes I didn't even get all the way home, and the phone would ring. So I got to not answering it, and then Lou would phone me, and I'm going to answer that one and say, oh, she talked, and they had something going on. I should really turn around and go back. And sometimes I did.
So here's a question. Hello from Cold Lake. I've been watching the Nomad build and have a question. Does it have those diagonal cold roll X bracings under the hood? If so, my question is, how do you adjust that?
Ooh, okay. At the front corners of the hood, this one has aluminum because we bought fancy aluminum ones. So there's a cross piece that is tin, and then they have 2 rods that come down to the front. And so that is how the hood comes down the front of the car, and it's got to line up with the grill and the fenders and everything else. So if that doesn't line up with your fenders, there is a slotted hole where you can adjust them. Usually I end up putting a slight bow in those rods, and I can pull it in or I can straighten it out. If I need more straightening, you may have to cut it and add. But generally I can just manipulate the rods to go down to the front by the latch and make the hood go in or out. Sometimes it needs a bit of the TT108 as well, a big hammer and a 2x4.
And my mill wants to tell you it was them. That was the fitter you were talking about.
Oh, is that right? Oh, okay, right on. Yeah, because that was interesting to read. And you just, I talked to a guy in trade school, and he had watched them line up the hoods on the Mustangs way back. And he told me their tool for the hoods at that time, they had 47 seconds, and it was a ball peen hammer. And they used a handle, right? But when he talked about how they did it, I was blown away. And I went, well, what else are you going to do? You got 47 seconds to put on a hood, line it up perfectly, and ship it down. And it's painted, man. So I went, those guys get really, really good. Also, the guys who were doing the lead work on the sail panels, they had like a chainmail mitt, hot lead smeared on after the area's tinned. And then the guy with the grinder got so good with it, they just shaped it with the grinder, and it's done. It goes for paint.
Any plans on coming to Nova Scotia?
Well, absolutely. Yes. Man, I hitchhiked to the East Coast when I was, I don't know, under 20. and I picked up a Sunbeam Tagger a friend of mine bought. And he shipped it from Ireland to Halifax. So I hitchhiked across the country. And that's when I first fell in love with the East Coast, the people I met. It was just a beautiful country, and the people were way laid back, super friendly. Yeah, I really enjoyed the East Coast people. So I always said I'd go back. Well, I didn't for decades. So now I've had a taste again. Definitely plan to go back. Hopefully fairly soon, actually. We'll see.
Did you get your insulation done?
Oh boy, which insulation? No, and yes. I got some of it done, but there's much more to do. So I plan on, that's something like, you have big jobs in front of you. I'm one of the guys that goes, okay, I'm going to try to do an hour every day and then an hour on that job, because to try to plan a whole day to take off and go do something is pretty tough, but you can easily sneak in an hour. So that's how I'm trying to get the insulation done.
Here's a good question. Where is that wood stove with the chili cooking on top?
Oh, I wish. Well, the wood stove, and actually, it's a beautiful wood stove. It's in the lean-to, but it doesn't have a chimney hooked up to it yet. And wouldn't that be the best? That's the stuff you can only experience if you're off grid. The beautiful wood stove, the smell of the wood, the chili burbling away. Oh my God, I'm in a Norman Rockwell painting up here right now. Well, I guess some people know who Norman Rockwell is. Anyhow.
Roland wants to know, have you ever worked at a body shop where they have central vac in the paint booth?
No. I worked where, different exhaust systems in the paint rooms. You need explosion-proof lighting, fans to take away fumes. There's a lot to having a proper booth. Yeah.
Oh, is there an installation plan for the Nomad, 55 Nomad?
Oh, yes. But I'm not entirely sure what it is. At the top of the roof, yes, definitely. Now, there's many different brands. There's Dynamat. There's others that aren't quite as expensive. There's spray-on sound control and ceramic coatings that you can put on. This one in particular, well, underneath, I'm going to put box liner or rock guard, because this car is going to be driven, and he's going to put some miles on it. I have painted cars for Lyle. I have polished the undersides of some of his work, right? That's not going to work for a car like this. It's going to get driven that much, too much maintenance.
You miss Mike calling your name.
Oh no, what? Yeah.
Every once in a while, one of us can scream at you.
Yeah, that does happen. Yes.
Blair.
Oh yeah, and I'm holding Cassidy's headphones ransom, so she has to come back. I'm hoping they're really expensive.
When was the first time you saw Mike's Field of Dreams?
Oh, actually, it wasn't. I went down there for my interview and hung out for a few hours and turned around and drove back home. So when I went back down, I was there for a couple days, and they sent me down there with Sarah. Sarah had to get some parts, so she was going to show me the Field of Dreams, and I went down there, and I just went, "This is freaking nuts." I mean, when I saw Mike, I went, "What are you doing, man? I mean, you're never going to get these done. You got to get rid of this stuff." And that was one of the things I told him the first time I saw it. And I got back and saw Mike. It was like, "What are you doing? You got to get rid of this stuff. Like right now, it might be worth something, but you leave it sitting there in the field like that, and you wait 15 years and it's rusted completely away, or maybe we can't buy gas and then it's worthless." I mean, who knows? I was shocked.
This coming from a guy that has 30 cars in a lemon grove out back.
Oh, well, yeah, but that's different. It's not 600, right? So she makes a good point. It's hard to get them up, but I have cars that people want, and I'll say interesting trade. Because how do you put a value on some of this stuff where it's not worth much? But I don't want to let it go.
Impella John's yelling in Mike's voice. He's yelling Blair.
Thank you, John. Yes, and Cassidy practiced that too. Actually, Matt's pretty good at doing a Mike voice. He's not bad at all. I should have him up here with Cassidy helping me out when we go to prep this. That would be awesome.
So maybe tell them about the paint samples for the car again.
Oh,
What you
yeah.
have figured out.
I'm gonna go grab them. They're just up here. So, yes. So what happened is I made up 4 of these, and this is the House of Color additive. Now, the error I made is I thought this had the gold, the pearl. I thought it was the effect. I kept calling it the effect because on tri-coats, I'll spray a white, and then this mid coat is the effect, the pearls, and how many coats changes everything. So I did 4 of these plates, 1 coat of effect, 2, 3, and 4. And when I'm all done, they all look exactly the same. And there is no pearl, metallic, nothing. So that means I need to put a gold underneath it. I was following some advice. Anyhow, now this week I will get some gold and I will try some silver and I will do the same thing. Put down your color and then I'll give it 1 coat of this House of Color root beer, I guess you would call it. 2, 3, and 4. See which one we like. Cut it in half. Half goes to the upholstery dude. Half stays here. And then I will start painting inners on the car, which we're pretty close to.
So Mel was saying there was some groove channels in the back of the Nomad on the floor that you were questioning what they were for. Did you ever find out what those groove channels in the floor are?
Yes. It didn't make sense to me at the time. That was the supports where the fuel tank comes up against it. So they punched the floor down so that when the fuel tank was tightened up with the straps, it wasn't touching all the way across the floor. It was just on these 2 rib sections. So I've replaced them because they were rusty. And the upholstery dude will probably have to fill them in with foam or something. And then put the rug over top of it.
Cameron's mom cooked on a wood stove until the day she died.
Oh,
She
right
used to
on.
like the wood stove.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, a lot of people
Can't
do.
beat it.
I've always enjoyed it. The food tastes different on the wood stove. It just does. Wouldn't you agree? So one thing I haven't done yet is I haven't gone in to get more of the gear wrench ratchets and extensions. I did get the sockets. If I could carry the computer, I can't because it's plugged in. I can show you the tool drawer. I haven't lost a socket. Everything's there. And I can tell because it's got that cool little foam cutout. So I have told them I want some ratchets, or Pat's Auto. I went in there and said I would like to buy the ratchets with the extensions in the same foam cutout. So I'm highly organized. And then, I might need some pliers. I'm pretty sure these pliers come with a rubber hammer and I need some better ones. So I'm going to get some more of that stuff. I mentioned on one of the videos, I'm not sure, sponsors. Yeah, that'd be really cool if all that happened. I don't have any sponsors right now. When I tell you about somebody, it's because I freaking dig the service, I dig the product, or it's just a good working relationship, right? So I work with Pat. There's companies, 3M, Milwaukee, all that. No, it doesn't. It's nothing to me. It's if you're doing what I do, I'm happy with these products, so you could try them too. That's where I'm trying to explain. In fact, I get phone calls from people just saying, "Oh, what kind of filler should I use? Where should I buy it?" I will point them in the direction of a store I use where I get great service, of course. So, another question?
Did Mike really bully Matt? It's a two-way street.
I think Mike and Matt are perfect for each other. And I think they've made 2 other friends very happy. That's confusing.
And 709 Newfie reporting in. Hi, Matt.
Oh, hey, that's Matt. The Matt?
Or Matt.
Matt Blocker. Matt. Wow, Matt. Oh, how you doing, man?
And Patrick says good afternoon.
All right.
And a lot of-
Oh, hey, cool. Cool.
And Rick wants to know, where do you think the old car scene will be in 10 years?
That's an excellent question. And that's one of the big things. Like, do you spend money on your own car? Because are you going to be able to buy gas? Now that seems like a pretty silly question, but it's legitimate. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to buy gas for many, many years. Now, on the other hand, we can put electric motors in this. You can buy an electric motor with a transmission with a yoke on it that drops in and hooks up to a car. So you can always have a cool old car. What it's going to be powered by, I don't know. I wish I did.
The Christmas tree is not here yet.
Okay, I was supposed to jump in the Firebird and drive out there, this ginormous tree waiting for us, and I was going to take Dad up and put it across the roof of the Firebird.
But we got a foot of snow.
Yeah, we got a ton of freaking snow. It got cold, and the diesel broke down, so I had to fix the diesel, and that meant drive out of town and come back. I lost a couple of days this week on mechanical repairs. It's an excuse, but it's a pretty good one. So I guess we're going to have to take the pickup truck and go pick up our tree this week because we're running out of time. As always. Yes.
Okay. Mike's old ways of buying cars seems to have rubbed off on Matt. Have you seen any of those cars Matt has been buying? Pretty rough stuff. Do you remember that little one in Stettler, was it?
Yeah, Matt is a car buyer. Matt is an awesome producer. Great camera guy. But he shouldn't buy cars. I've looked at some of the cars. We saw one in the middle of Saskatchewan. That was Alberta, but
Oh, right. It was
he paid too much. And anyhow, I've watched a couple that Cassidy is working on that he's found for her. And I'm like, oh, wow. She is getting a lot of practice. So, yes, if Matt said buy, I wouldn't probably. I wouldn't.
Will you be reuniting with Mike and Cassidy or Avery on any projects in the near future?
I hope that Cassidy will come back up to help on this one. I'm hoping Matt will come up at the same time. Legacy Matt, and Cassidy, and Matt could block this thing out perfectly in a few days and have a lot of fun doing it.
Did you get new glass yet for your Sound Blaster, the cabinet glass?
No. And I don't know. It's so tough to get. I've phoned a few places. I didn't explain myself well. I have my own glass cutter. The Countess gave me a glass belt sander. So I might just have to go get a sheet of glass and start cutting my own. It's easy enough, but where do you keep glass without breaking it, right? So no, I haven't. I do have Rittler machine bead roller motor. I'm so happy I had it here because I was thinking I should go wire it in. Oh, this is freaking awesome. So yes, now the bead roller will work again. And there's, shrinker stretchers work. I mean, there's no end to the tools you can have. I also think, some car clubs should have the guys chip in and the car club buys a bead roller. And then when Bill's building his floor pan, boom, there it is. And everyone chips in or pays a rental. I mean, because it's too expensive for a guy building his own car to go buy a job specific tool. And I think that's a workaround. I let people come and use my bead roller if they're building their own floor pans, because why wouldn't I? And it's interesting. So,
in your opinion, do you think Barrett Jackson has helped or hindered the old car scene?
Well, I don't have a TV, right? So I haven't really watched any of it. I hear a lot about it. I've seen some short blurbs when JF has sold a couple of vehicles. I don't know. I mean, that's down in the U.S. I don't know if it's a true. I have seen cars that have been sold at Barrett Jackson. I have had a client buy one there, and I have rebuilt that car. I have watched other people buy cars there. They're not always what they seem, but that's not Barrett Jackson's fault. When you go to an auction, it's buyer beware. And if you're going to go drop a bunch of dough on a car, you should really take somebody along, say, hey, Blair, what are you doing? You want to go to Hawaii to a car auction? And I'll go, hey, sure. And I'll check it out for you. Anyhow, you should find someone to look at the cars if you're not really familiar with it, because there's been some cars where some less than great work has been hidden, and it would take an experienced person to notice that. So I don't know what they do to the prices out there. It costs a lot of money to get a beautiful car. That's just how it is.
Cameron says we will make alcohol to burn in our engines if there's no gas.
Well, that's a fine idea. Yes, some moonshine. Yes, that's right. That's right.
And Lawrence from, I think, New Brunswick says hi.
Oh, yeah. Really. Hello, Lawrence. Yes, I was really hoping this would work out, but it didn't.
32 Fords have dropped in price. What are the next high-end hot rods coming out?
Well, I don't know if I can guess that, but you look at the generational change, and now the 90 Chevs are suddenly hot property. I mean, we got 7 or 8 sitting out back that no one ever cared about, and suddenly people are going, ooh, what do they call them? OBs or original, I don't know.
Body style OBS.
OBS?
Original body style.
So OBs.
Okay.
Anyhow, it all changes, and it changes all the time. 32 Fords, you can go buy a brand new body. 57 Chevy convertible or hardtop. Yeah, you can go buy a brand new body. It kind of takes the fun out of it, don't you think? I mean, I don't
Okay,
know.
so Christmas plans. Eat a lot of turkey.
Well, yeah, I'm going to take a couple days off. Yes, Bailey's cooking her turkeys this year. Stay close to home as always, I think, especially with these roads. There won't be any lack of snow. It will be a white Christmas, guaranteed this year.
What was your favorite car you've done for yourself or for anyone else?
Again, the favorite car question is always just the toughest one. Any car you're working on, what surprises me is the cars that never were on my radar. Once you hand block that car and work on it for a few months, you start to feel the lines and you start really appreciating the design of that car. 64 Ford Galaxy never interested me at all until I did one. Quarter panel's got to be like 9 feet long. And I went, wow. After doing one, I went, this is a beautiful car. And I never saw that until I worked on one. So it changes. There's no favorite for me. It's just a challenge, and the before and after. It's really cool. Yeah.
How's your ladder holding up that you bought?
I'm not allowed to touch it, actually. So it's been working very well.
Brad would love a 36 Chevy pickup.
A 36 Chevy. I did a 41. I've done a 41. 36, I don't know how similar that is. Oh, no, it'd be, yeah, more square. That's right. So
Woody's gonna send you a message later about the cabinet glass.
oh, excellent. That would be good. Yes. I had to take it right out. I couldn't see anything. And it's been out for a few weeks. I've phoned around. I can't get a piece cut. I got to drive into someone's shop and go, hey, this is what I need. But I haven't had a chance. It's this car, not a thing. Oh, my word. It's been a little stressful not having it in primer yet. It's not just a job. When you work on cars and get this involved and you want to take it to such a good level, a high level, it becomes quite stressful at times. The door latches are done. I'll be okay.
So Mil, I like how you kept Rock Sled kind of aging gracefully. Do you plan on keeping it that way?
Well, the car deserves better. It needs a new set of rims, and I mean steel. I don't care. But I got a couple tires for it. I need some rims. I put the rims, I swapped tires around to get the Firebird going. So I need to get it inside, fix the starter. Yeah, I would like to do the metal on it. Would I paint it? Yeah, probably should change. I wasn't going to, but the more I have the car, the more I go, it's kind of a cool car. I like it. It's like me. We kind of bonded on one trip with my arm out the window and it was burning oil. And I went, yeah, kind of like this. So.
And Dale just came in from cooking over an open fire.
Oh,
Then
nice.
he saves it on the dishes and cleanup.
Oh, yeah. No, that's very true. Yeah. Yeah, barbecuing is really simple. Yep, I gotta like it.
How many more restos do you think you'll be involved in before you retire?
Retire? I have no intentions of retiring. What would I do? What do you do when you retire? I haven't a clue. So I want to do some mining. I want to do some more cars. I would like to do some more of my own cars. And that's something I'll probably lean towards. I want to work in that Model A, and it's sitting outside because this is more important. But once I get this organization done and my shop's clean, I can bring it in and then I can start working on it for an hour a day. Didn't get very positive feedback on that when we were working on the Model A. People weren't that interested on the chop, it seemed. A few were. But I went, well, that's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because I want to do it. So I'm going to carry on with it. We might show a bit more. If people are interested, we'll show more. But I'm going to keep working on that car as well.
Dale's making me hungry. Ribs and baked potatoes.
Oh, yeah.
Joe
Nice.
says hello.
All right. Howdy, Joe.
And
Yes.
no, you can't play a Christmas tune on the piano because it's not here in the shop.
It's upstairs. Well, that's right. You know, I was thinking, I was listening to some tunes yesterday going, well, maybe I should bring the trumpet out. And, you know, Christmas, I could play a couple of tunes. So I was considering that. We are going to show an old video of cutting a truck in half 20 years ago and driving it the same day, welded back together. And I am thinking of doing that again. Did I mention this before?
Not sure if you have.
Okay, well, here's something. I was shooting a video the other day just because I was doing more latch work, and I went, nobody wants to see this, but I got lots to say. I was in that mood. So I cranked the camera on, and I talked for 2 hours, and I finished that door latch. And I go, Lou, I got some video for you. And she went, you had it on time lapse. So I was pretty choked because I had some great stuff. And anyhow, I forget where I was going with that. I brought that up for some reason because I wanted to talk
The
about
trumpet?
Oh, yeah. So anyhow, there's many things in that. One of them is, yes, we're going to show the video of where we cut a truck in half. And while I thought it was doing video and it wasn't, I was talking about, I would like, the Dawson Creek Car Show is a huge show, not very far from here. Now, I could do it there or I could do it in Grand Prairie, the car show, but I had so much fun with John Higgins, Ian Coombs, Dennis Toombs, and I forget the dude. Oh, this is horrific. Anyhow, we cut a truck in half. We drove it fully restored to a car show in Quesnel, cut it in half, added 22.5 inches, and drove it that night.
Okay, do the breakdown on the actual colors of the Nomad. Your root beer is going over.
Okay, the roof is going to be gold or champagne, something like that. We're not even sure until we get a proper spray out of the root beer. So the root beer will be from here down, all the way around, including the dash and the jambs and all this. The floor, I probably won't paint. I'm not sure. But anyhow, all the sides, the dash, they will all be the root beer. And you can look that up. House of Colors root beer. You can look it up and you can see samples of that. There's many, many variations of it. And that's why it's very important to do spray outs. So we will do that.
What was the rarest car you've ever worked on?
Whew, wow. Well, that's a tough one. I mean, I had a 49 Austin Atlantic Sportsman convertible with power windows. I think there was only about 6 of them, and that was my car. There's only 895 sedan deliveries built in 1960, and I think 90 for Canada. So that's pretty freaking rare. Nobody cares, but that's pretty rare. 34 Oldsmobile coupe, rumble seat, dual side mount spares. I believe they made 6. Maybe that's only in Canada. A good friend of mine, I was working on that for years and years ago. Didn't finish that. The car's still around. Anyhow, that might be the rarest car I've worked on. I think one of 6, I believe.
Did you make it to Legion dinner on Friday?
Absolutely. The 4-H did it. I believe it was 4-H, yes. And it was roast beef, the small potatoes, the season. It's always awesome. It's one thing about a small farming community in Alberta. Everybody is amazing cooks except me. So,
Pressure makes diamonds, Blair. If building cars was easy, they'd call us electricians.
hey, ooh.
From Matt.
That's what?
Matt.
Oh, yeah. Well said, Matt. Well said. He always knows the right thing to say.
And Dale says it was not a barbecue, it was a wood fire.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
Open
pretty
fire.
cool. Right on. Good for you, man. All right.
And yes, Honey does miss Lincoln a lot. And Blair, has Mike ever been to your shop?
Heck no. He has been in Hythe. He has been in town here. And actually, I was hanging out at Rustbro's working away. And my phone goes bing. And it's a picture of Mike sitting with my mom and dad at a restaurant in Hythe. I'm like, what the? I had no idea. Totally out of left field. So he has been in this town on his way through to Fort St. John with Avery, I believe. But no, he has never been here.
And John says, keep going on the Model A. It'd be good to see it done.
Yeah, well, I'm enjoying doing it. That's the big part of it. You know, I've been looking around trying to find a coupe, maybe a pickup truck. I'm sort of starting to think I'd like to collect a few of the old ones to make one really cool one. So I heard about a 34 International pickup truck. We're trying to track that down. Oh yeah, we went and looked at a 72 Chevelle, but I can't tell you much more about that just yet.
Would you love to, people would love to see the work on the Model A.
Okay, well,
How many hours did Cassie spend walking the Nomad?
she was here for what, 8-9 days, Lynn?
9 days.
Yeah, 8-9 days. And she worked full days. I don't know, did she took one day off, I think, or half a day. I think she took the Sunday off. So yeah, it was great because then you both motivate each other to get your rear in gear and keep working. And you know, I can't sit down and have a coffee because I'll set a bad example. So I keep working longer, and she's probably doing the same thing. So yeah, it was really good working with Cass, and she's down working for Mike right now. She's also in her own shop, as far as I know, doing some of her own projects. So
Why wouldn't Mike sell you the convertible Camaro?
I don't know. I wanted to buy it, but I said, I'll wait for the auction. And then he figured I was going to get it maybe too cheap. So then
It wasn't good.
I think he was just wanting to yank my chain. So
Rick wants to know what kind of mining, like a placer 20 hectare claim or for a bigger company.
no, it's for an individual. I've worked for big companies. I've looked after underground mines. Underground placer, by the way, which is highly unusual. Did it cave in? Oh, many times, but underground placer mining. So placer mining is gravel, wash gravel, take the gold. Hard rock, you drill and blast and you crush and use chemical and cyanide and clean it up. Anyhow, placer mining is what I've done. So open pit generally, claims depending on what country, what province you're in, vary in size, 500 meters by 1,000 meters, or much smaller in some areas, or fractional. Anyhow, mostly a group of claims put together working for mostly an individual or a small company is what I prefer, but I have worked for some big companies and public companies.
So because you play the trumpet, are your siblings also musically inclined? If so, do you get together and jam?
No, we don't. We're 4.5 years apart. So, you know, Aaron, my older brother, was an amazing saxophone player. He doubled on flute. He played flute and sax. I played trumpet and trombone. And my younger brother played clarinet, I believe.
But you guys live
Yeah, one's
So
in the
far.
Cayman Islands. One lives in
Vancouver Island.
Vancouver Island. I'm up here. Who's smarter?
You got a hi from New Zealand
Oh, yeah. There's a place I'd love to go.
and Nova Scotia down the mountain.
I don't know if it's true, but I've heard New Zealand is similar to Canada in some places. So,
So
really
question
nice.
for you on the spray out, could you using a red to spray the root beer over or a burnt orange?
Well, that's quite interesting. Now, there's many different ways to do it. I wasn't going to spend a bunch of time experimenting, so we went to House of Color and we got the ads and said, this is what we want. Someone at the House of Colors somehow miscommunicated to me, could be my error. Anyhow, I sprayed black and then I put this root beer tint over it. Not good. So I will find out and spray it out this week and get something that does work.
Rick says Princess always gets our dogs barking in the house when they hear her.
That's awesome. Right on. Yeah, I can see that. Right on.
And Randy says, love your show. Wish you could have ended up with the 59 El Camino. Guess it wasn't to be.
Yeah. 59. I mean, when I was, say, 5-6 years old, I had some allowance money and I bought a 59 El Camino dinky toy, but like a big one, like, like this long, and, it was big. So I had it. It was the coolest thing ever. And so I've always wanted one. There's not many.
Your lawyer brother looks like a jazz man.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. He played jazz a lot. He was actually, that could have been his profession if he chose. He just couldn't stay with the honest life and decided to be a lawyer. Sorry, Aaron.
So if you're going to cut your car in half, I guess you'll have to get D&D to give you a hand. Do they cut cars in half quite often?
Oh, I don't know.
We'll have to check that out.
Yeah. But actually, I'd like to go to a car show because it was so much fun. But take a nice vehicle, not a junk. Like, we drove a beautiful restored truck to a show and cut it in half. I would like to take a very nice truck, car, whatever, and we pre-build all the pieces, right? It's like I said, the Galloping Gourmet I was describing when I didn't have the camera set right. They put the food in the oven, reach down, they already have the finished one, and pull it out. And I saw that when I was a little kid, when my mom was watching. So I pre-made the door, because we had a third door on the back that opened suicide. Pre-made the floor, the roof. We made up a new drive shaft, wiring, brake lines, everything. So that I think it was 5 of us, and we'll show you the video here around Christmas. We cut the truck in half and drove it that night. And man, was that a lot of fun. So I want to do it with a nice vehicle. So, anyone out there wants a vehicle lengthened a couple of feet,
Reach out.
let me know, because that'd be fun to do. I might have to do one of my own. I don't know which one I'd do. I guess I could make rock sled a couple feet longer. So
Turn it into a limo.
well, I could sleep better. Well, yeah, because it's just a little bit too short. My feet end up on top of the seats when I'm sleeping in the back. So yes, maybe rock sled.
Mike had a 67 El Camino. How clean was it? I don't remember which one that was.
67 El Camino. Oh, well, he had a couple of 70s. One was really good. One wasn't, but he was straight about that. Yeah, I'm not really sure if I'm familiar with the car that the fellow's talking about.
So what are your plans for next spring and summer?
Kind of hoping to end up in Fredericton at some time to see Heritage Brothers Auto and Diesel Repair. I got it right
Get
that
the
time.
motor.
Reese Rivers and Justin, who helped us out so strongly. We owe them a few days of welding or something and pick up our motor for the Firebird. So yeah, would like to go there. I would like to do a little bit of mining at least. My friend Daryl from Whitehorse sent me a note the other day and said, hoping you're coming up in spring. That'd be nice. Spring up there is end of June. So it's up in the air.
Okay, so Wayne says, wishing you guys a great Christmas. If y'all get down to, I take it SC is South Carolina.
Oh,
Stop in and I'll show you my shop.
far out. Yeah, it's always good to, when we figure out a plan, to put it out there, and then you can find out about places to stop in, like Thunder Bay. And the fellow from Thunder Bay sent me a picture where we had actually met at Rust Bros a few years back, and we had our picture taken together. And he's got some nice cars at his place. So yeah, it's always interesting to meet people, and you always seem to run into them again.
So Cameron said we chopped and channeled a VW Bug. Looked cool. It was a disaster.
I was going to say, how do you channel a bug? That would be really, really tough because the floor pan, you just have to cut off the bottom of the, wow, that'd be tough. Be kind of neat. You can do a lot of stuff with Volkswagens.
So here's a question for both of us. But when Matt was out at Russ Bros polishing, Mike backed into Lou's trailer.
Oh, yeah.
What was the most expensive thing you've seen Mike break?
Well, I've witnessed some damage to trucks
His Dodge pickup?
on more than one occasion. Well, he wrote that one off. He wrote the other one off, the replacement for that, right?
The Ford.
Yeah, he's written off a few. As his friend Bill said, he said, Mike's a really good driver sometimes. And I thought that was an awesome line. So yeah, we ordered taillights for him in pairs. And I mean, 2 for the right, 2 for the left, because he'd just smack into something and go, give me a taillight. I better get 2.
Was mining really profitable, or did you do it for a hobby?
I've done it for a living on many different occasions. The thing about mining, years ago when I was out in the caribou mining, there were sometimes you didn't get paid. But again, you were there because you loved doing it. It was great fun. And if the company didn't make any money, they couldn't pay you. And you knew the risk when you started. So I have made a living at it, a pretty good one, in many different places. I enjoy mining. I worked for some mines that were highly successful and made a lot of dough. And I worked for some that never made a freaking cent. So it's all over the map.
And it's a place I get to drive rock truck.
Yes. And so, yeah, when we were in Dawson City, Lou's got her motorcycle up there. And once she gets done running around, she says, well, maybe I'll drive rock truck. So she started running rock truck. And then she even jump on the hoe and fill her own rock truck. And then, wait, you got stuck once, didn't you, Lou?
Oh, I just
And I had
rolled
to
it.
push you out with the D9.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So, I mean, that's the kind of fun stuff you get to do when you're mining. And you just never know what you're going to be doing. So really enjoyed.
So the El Camino mentioned was maybe the one he bought in Carstairs. That was sold at the auction. Was sold in the auction.
Well.
Maybe blue.
Yeah, I mean, I remember a couple of, he's had a few El Caminos. A blue one, I don't remember. A white one.
It was a dark blue one.
Third white one. Dave's. Did Dave have an El Camino? Remember it had, doors were locked and a couple came and bought it. It was really a nice car, actually. Yeah, I'm thinking that's one you were talking about. It was parked over by Mike's bus. It was a really nice car. And Mike got that from Dave.
Okay, here's a painting one. My cousin was painting a car, a light blue, and ended up with half a dozen dark blue blotches on the hood. Paint shop told him the pigment didn't mix well. Have you ever seen this?
And did he paint it himself, I was wondering, or did the shop? But anyhow, what can happen if you're spraying a metallic? And that's what I'm guessing. You can call it blushing, modeling. If you spray on too wet a coat, the metallics and the paint will all group together and will give you dark areas or light areas, right? So you have to be very careful about how much you put on and your overlap. Because with metallic paints, that absolutely will happen to you. Or not waiting long enough between coats, and you'll refloat the first coat, and you end up with these spots. Grounding your car, back in the day, we used to put a ground wire, a metal post on the corner of the booth and a battery cable and ground the cars just to help avoid static electricity and things pulling towards each other.
So Cameron says they made a VW sand rails with paddle tires.
Oh.
V6 Monza.
Okay,
Oh, like that.
now that's incredibly cool stuff. Yeah, and that's something you can get into without spending $1 bazillion. And it's just good fun. I mean, that's Lou's area more than mine, really.
So the blue El Camino of Dave's was sold to a couple during the auction.
Yeah. Oh, really? Okay. Jeez. Okay. Yeah. Far out. Yeah, so I was hoping to have this all cleaned out by 2 o'clock, so the inside would look spick and span. And then I had set the seats down, and I was going to start designing the console. That's always fun stuff, building your own design from scratch. That was the stuff JF used to say, "Oh yeah, I work on a dash. Show me what you got." And you do something, and you might go, "Yeah." Try something else and go, "Oh yeah, that's cool." So it was always fun working for JF, who is still giving away the car on Killer Customs. It hasn't happened yet, but it's pretty quick.
Okay, my favorite truck is the 87 square body Chevy.
Oh, well, they're pretty nice. But you see.
Because of my dad's.
Oh, really? Oh, sorry. That's from you.
That's from me.
Okay,
They asked me a
yes.
question.
And it got painted by Cliff. Used to be
Strong
Pluto's.
Yeah.
And he was a master metal guy. Like, everyone uses that term way too much, but this guy was amazing. He still is. And he painted it with like a metal flake. And it changes color from different angles. Absolutely stunning 87 truck. I drove it once and I was freaking out because the truck is perfect. Straight, shiny. Ooh, nice truck. Yes.
Cameron says we always had problems with the metallic silver.
Yeah, you can. The fine metallics I had more trouble with in the past until I got used to it. But definitely it's about how much material you put on. I see Lou cackling.
There's a good comment. My dad worked up the paint line in the Oakville plant in the bad 70s. They spit on the prep trucks during a labor strike.
No.
Sorry, I thought it was funny.
Hey, and can people hear Lou out there when she's talking? I'm just wondering.
I'm
You
sitting
should be
closer.
wearing a mic.
I'm sitting closer this time.
Well, okay. She has lots to say, generally. So,
Yeah, they can hear me.
oh, good.
Oh,
Excellent.
yeah.
Yes. But we wouldn't want you to have to talk louder.
I don't talk loud.
Perfect. Yes. So yeah, we're going to be hopefully prepping this in about the third week of January, Matt. You got that? That work for you? Let's say first week of February we'll be blocking so I can paint it in February. So Legacy Matt. But you can show up at any time you like, actually.
I'll even put a chili on the wood stove for
Absolutely. If that would help Matt show up to motivate him. Legacy Matt. That's right. Jeez. And when's the first big car show in Grand Prairie? It's in
April usually.
Oh, it's that far away. I thought they had one in February or so. Okay. Because they have a big indoor car show in Grand Prairie.
Oh, see, Matt will just go to the Winnipeg World of Wheels right after.
Oh, wow.
After prepping.
Oh, excellent. So Legacy has a car scheduled for, what's that? Winnipeg World of Wheels? Okay.
Roland's cousin had a 67 RS
Oh, yeah.
Camaro with the 396.
Oh, yeah. Nice cars. Very nice. Yeah, you don't see a lot of them, of course.
Do it live when you set up the big tree. We can do that. We can just set up the computer on the
Yeah, we
trunk
probably
of
could.
the-
Yeah. And I mean, I'm going to have to bring in the backhoe, and pick it up. And, well, I don't know. But anyhow, that's a great idea. You bet. We're kind of hoping she would have the transportation across the country over the windshield of the Firebird ready soon.
It's a lot of work.
Maybe not.
There's a lot of footage.
Okay. So maybe we're not going to have that for Christmas.
Is Cass coming back?
It'll be, what's that?
Is Cassidy coming back?
I certainly hope so. Yes. And she may bring Kat with her. Who knows? But I think we could get Kat trained up blocking. We'll see.
There's a car show in Didsbury every Mother's Day weekend in May. Hint, hint.
Didsbury.
In Pelican.
Oh, really? Oh my. Well, what a great idea. I didn't know that, John. What would I do? Oh, hey, you want to cut your car in half and extend it 2 feet? No, he's got a beautiful Impala 66.
We can bring the LeBaron.
Yeah, it's a convertible. They're way easier to stretch, right?
It would look cool.
And it's front wheel drive. So, I mean, man, would that be easy? Wow. Okay, there's the thought, right? Yeah, could do that. Or make a Corvette into a pickup truck. I've always wanted to take like a mid-70s Corvette, make it into an El Camino. So you cut out the back, put some sheet metal in there, maybe a nice set of longhorn steer horns on the hood, and make it into a freaking pickup. I think GM missed the boat by not doing that. Like an El Camino, right? So I would like to do that. And they make a great donor car. So we've spent a lot of money buying a vet just because now you have upholstery, seats, steering column, transmission, you have motor, you have independent rear suspension, you have front suspension. I mean, you can save a lot of money by spending $10,000 on a Corvette and cutting it into pieces. But before you do that, let me make it into a pickup truck and then cut it into pieces.
How is Avery to hang out with?
Well, I actually haven't had much opportunity to hang out with him, even when I was down there, because I wasn't one of the cool kids, right? I was working in the shop. So when those guys were doing all their stuff, I'm sanding the car or I'm welding. So we didn't get a chance to, we worked together a little bit, and he was always a freaking riot. I mean, you've seen him. It's like seeing Mike. It's not like they go to acting school, right? You get what you see. So it was not boring.
So we look forward to Lou rebuilding an engine. Do you know when that may start? Once there's room in the shop.
Yeah, I would
We
say.
needed part of the shop.
Right. Okay. So that's what everything has come down to, is getting organized to get the Firebird off the hoist. We've bought shelving. Dad and I just went into town and bought 3 more sets of shelving. So this is a work in progress, and it's not something I'm talking about doing down the road. We are week by week getting this place organized, even though you don't see it in here too much. There's stuff going on out there. Parts. I have 3 different cars now stacked on shelves. So I can, anyhow, we are on it. I would say January, Lou is going to be rebuilding a small black Chevy. Yes,
I hope so.
Pat's Auto will, I'm going to call them up. They sell some motors. Blueprint makes them, and I really, really like their motors. But they always had this big, huge, giant horsepower motor sitting over in the corner. So I've looked it up. Blueprint's lowest end motor is about what I want. You know, it's healthy horsepower. They're beautiful, and they keep it on a stand sitting in right at the end of the counter at Pat's Auto. And every time I go in, I go for a visit. So last time I took Lou in, let's go visit my motor, and it was gone. They sold it. So I'm waiting for them to bring another one in, but until they do, Lou's going to build a motor. So I'm going to go to Pat's Auto, get the kit. We'll take the car apart first, and we got to measure it. She wants to check for bearings, bore, see what the cylinders are like, and then we can order the parts through Pat's Auto. I'm not sure if we're going to be doing machining. It depends on what we find. You know, we can hone it out here. It depends. We're going to wait and see.
I'm not an engine builder.
She says. But what will you be doing? You will be building an engine.
Well, first I'm taking it
Therefore,
apart, so
you must
building.
be.
So a 1970 El Camino made into a quad cab would be awesome to extend.
Made into a 4-door?
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it? Okay, yeah, that's very cool. It'd be nice to find a nice one, because that'd be way more
Here
interesting.
was Stan's sister's El Camino.
We know of one. My buddy Stan, that I used to go gold mining with, he passed on a couple years ago. Great freaking guy. His brother-in-law had a 69 El Camino, and it's from central Alberta. Beautiful car. Has running boards on it. I mean, this is from out on the farm. And it got what?
Didn't it have horns on the front?
It might have had horns, or his truck might have had horns. Anyhow, it's a very cool car. I think it's got a visor. But, you know, it's on the farm. But it's a complete, solid, running, driving car. That's a nice one. That would be interesting. Yeah, I might have to look that up again.
And headphones playing that over-the-hood traveling music to that old gnome.
Oh, my. Yes.
No, they're not playing. He's asking about the headphones there.
Oh, yeah. Okay. No, they aren't. I'm just hoping that Cassidy sees I still have them. So that
It is funny playing the over-the-hood music to the Nomad.
Right on.
Yes. So, I am behind schedule. December is always a tough month to get things done. But at least now I can take the body off this week. There is no change in the schedule. The frame is leaving on the 20th. So the body will be coming off. I'm going to straighten out that side by the door. I took this off so I can make my patches. Maybe I'll use these. And that way you can change the fuel pump and the sending unit without pulling the tank out and dropping the exhaust. The seats will go in again. I want to get this stuff done. It's going to be a busy week. Plus, I have to do the spray ups because he's showing up and I got to give him back to him.
So Mel, we will learn to rebuild an engine together.
Excellent.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go. That's right. And my dad will be around to offer some advice. He's built many motors. He taught me how to build motors when I was very young.
So you could drop a Vet Camino body on your BMW.
Wow, man. He really wants to sell that car to us. Yeah, you could. You could just take that whole motor and transmission out and put it in the back of a station wagon or a pickup truck.
So the engine we're rebuilding, are we going to use it in one of your projects? Or are we going to dump it in the wagon?
No, it'll go in one of my cars, maybe the 64 Pontiac Parisian or else Rock Sled. I got to find out what's wrong with Rock Sled. I may have to pull that motor, and if I do, then we'll put the rebuilt one in. I'm not sure what's wrong. I had a vibration, and I may have installed the wrong ring gear on it. I'm just not sure yet. Something's happened. So first I got to get wheels and tires on it. And yeah, get the rest of the shop cleaned up. So January will be, that's always the lull at the start of the year. So that's when we can get onto that motor. First of many. Gordon might bring his 153. Now, 153 is an incredibly rare Pontiac Acadian motor. People can get up to 300 horse out of them. So we got to study that a little bit more and see if we're going to do that for Gordon. He's around Rock Creek.
So Roland says GM did produce a Chevrolet SSR Super Sport Roadster from 2003 to 2006. Oh, lost it now. It wasn't too popular. It reminds me of the Corvette truck.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that at all. That's great. I'm wondering. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. So I haven't.
What is Lyle's plans with the Nomad?
Drive it.
Drive.
This will be one that he doesn't sell. We've worked on a few projects together. He's keeping this one. Pickup truck we worked on. So this is a keeper. It doesn't matter if it's a keeper or not. You still do the same job. You want it good. Your name's stuck to it. So if you have a failure down the road, it's on you. So it doesn't matter if you're keeping it or not. We got to do a great job. Yeah. So, and it's just nice to have Cassidy around and Matt to share the blame. The pain. Yeah, that's it. So anyhow, that's the ticket. It's been a bit slower than expected, but that always seems to be the case around here as of late.
And Boatman says one of our biggest car shows in Iowa is the Good Guys at the fairgrounds at Des Moines, 4th of July weekend. If anybody wants to head that way.
Good Guys. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard of those shows. They
have one down by Phoenix too, don't they?
Yeah, Seattle, I think. Those are some pretty good shows. Wow. Yeah, but that would be probably not too much snow down there in summer, I'm gathering. So hard to plan ahead. But we'll be getting out to a few more places this summer. Whether we stay here or not, there's going to be more. That was a good time driving across the country and up to Tuck. Might even drive up to Tuck again just because that was just such a great trip. No, we should.
I don't think the Firebird's going to rattle up that road again.
No?
It might disintegrate.
Okay, so I got to get the Pontiac done. And I was supposed to have it done this winter. Okay, I got to get the place cleaned up. Get the Pontiac
bring
ready.
different cars in.
Yeah, it's got to be a convertible low because you're in the scenery in a convertible, right? For me.
That quality takes time. Yes, Ed.
Yeah, it does.
Anyways, we've taken up an hour and 15 minutes of your time.
Well, yes, I need to carry on, and I'm going to finish these covers right now.
Quick question. What was the best show car Blair has seen?
Show car.
A car in a show, a shiny, pretty car.
Oh boy, that is, how do you answer that question? I mean, they're all great. I mean, which is your favorite child? I mean, come on. They're all awesome. Yeah, I mean, when I'm at a show, I walk by and there's a lot of cars to look at. If I don't see good gaps, I don't stop. That's the first thing. I just am wandering by and looking for the gaps. But I also have great respect for the guy who's standing by his vehicle that might have some freaking waves in, and it's a bit weird, but he did his own freaking work. And that's the guys I generally end up hanging around and talking with. There's the guy who came up with his own ideas, didn't have all the tools, and he built a freaking car that he digs. And you can kind of tell when you're looking at it and you see the guy. So
I misread the question. The best car show.
Oh, wow. That's critical.
Sorry, Matt.
That's really tough. I mean, Fredericton was a great car show. It wasn't overwhelming. You know, there was a few hundred.
Which one was in Manitoba, Brandon?
Brandon had
In the park.
How do you have a bad car show, right? I mean, that's like, a bad rum and coke. I mean, really? It's like Brandon put on an amazing show, and Kevin looked after us, and we got to hang out. Yeah, he was an amazing dude. Not many guys like him. Very cool. Fredericton was awesome. The people were great. Brandon was great. Vermilion. Wow. Wasn't that fun? Vermilion was,
shut down all Main Street.
It's just, everyone's there. It's positive. Generally, they're always a good time. Good, better, best. That wouldn't even be fair, right? It's just, Dawson Creek show is amazing. In Grand Prairie, we have an indoor show once or twice a year. I've been to a couple times. Car shows, they're all good. They're all good. Yes.
So lots of people wishing us Merry Christmas and hellos.
Right on.
Even from Jersey.
Wow. Now, Jersey, that means New Jersey, right? You see, I'm not sure. Not that much of a world traveler.
Pete from Australia.
But thank you. Yes. Yeah, I wish it wasn't such a long drive. I'd love to go to Australia or New Zealand. That would just be great. Yes.
So, Mel, you mentioned earlier it was minus 18 Celsius. That's 0 degrees Fahrenheit here in America. You said it wasn't too bad. To me, that's really cold.
Oh.
I find that temperature kind of normal for you.
Well, you see, on Fahrenheit or Celsius, when you get to minus 40, they're both minus 40. It's the same. So minus 40 is cold. Most Canadians have at one time or another experienced minus 50. I think the coldest I've experienced is minus 59, 57 for sure, but I think I've been in 59. You get used to it. You acclimatize. I tell you, when I went down to Rust Bros and it was 43 above, I was praying for minus 40. It's what you get used to, right? So it's not so bad. And I'm inside. When you go outside, your face hurts.
And your snot freezes.
Yeah, some people think it's a bit odd. My older brother likes to phone me and say, my deep freeze is warmer than it is outside your house. So, and to Pat in the Cayman Islands, cheers to you. Haven't heard from you in a while. Patrick. So, anyhow, yes, we have wanted to show this. Next week, it'll definitely be different because it'll be on a rotisserie. And we might have some primer. We will definitely have some spray outs. I think we'll be able to show them to you this week. This has to be the focus. There's nothing else big coming up right away. Oh yeah, Christmas, right? So there's a bit of stuff to do, but definitely this week it'll be off. And then it'll be out in the main shop, which means this will all be clean. The Dodge will be out freezing. What's the temperature coming up next week?
-40.
-40,
At night.
okay. When?
At night.
Okay, so at nighttime, it's gonna be -40 here in a few days. So I'm trying to keep the diesel inside because it's so much happier when it's -40 outside to be inside. And that's why Princess is now inside and Honey is inside. So, I guess we can kick it outside and leave it running while we load up this. Lyle will be dropping off his trailer here. Anyhow, it's going to be a busy week. I said that last week, but this time I really, really mean it. There's a lot of stuff that absolutely will get done this week, and there's just no choice. So,
Are you going to show them bracing the hood on the Nomad?
when I get to that point, building that, I need to do a bit of a consult with Lyle. What I was first building, I've changed my mind. I want to make something a little more artsy. So I've got to go over that with Lyle.
Cameron says one winter in Quesnel was 58 below.
Yeah, I've lived in Quesnel. That doesn't surprise me. Yes. And I mean, up north, it's been, Dawson City. But I haven't spent a winter in Inuvik when I lived up there, but I haven't spent a full winter in Dawson City. But it gets pretty freaking cold there too. And of course, the sun doesn't come up when you're in Inuvik.
Okay, one last question.
Okay.
Do you have an all-time favorite car?
No. Nope. You can't. You think you do, and you start to say it, and you go, wait a minute. 57 Chev convertible. I always went, oh yeah, and then the 59 El Camino. No, that's it. Wait, no. Who can say? And the silly thing is I could build whatever car I want, but I've never taken the time to do it. And that's why after meeting Bad Chad and Jolene out at Fredericton and talking to them, I went, why am I not building stuff for me? They're doing it every day and having a great time. So that's why I started on the Model A. I got to start working on my own stuff. And now I see it's Bad Chad and the Lad. They're painting the Bugatti right now on his YouTube channel. Looking pretty snazzy. So, I want to work on the Model A, do some of my own stuff. Favorite car, couldn't tell you. Boy, I get sidetracked so easy. I worked around Mike way too much.
Ken wants you to come to Detroit Woodward Dream Cruise, August 14th through 16th every year.
Oh, wow. A 3-day, is that a show or a cruise? Sounds wild. I did make it through Detroit on our way from Toronto Motorama. On our way to Vegas, we went through Detroit. Yeah. And that's where Mike bent a rim. That's right. Oh, yeah. Nothing to do with going too fast. No. Anyhow. All right, folks.
Do you want to know if there's going to be another live before Christmas? We were talking about trying to do a podcast.
Oh.
But that's after Christmas. So, yes, next Sunday.
Well, what's next Sunday?
Just a sec, guys. What's the
the
date?
19th, wouldn't it? Someone's looking it up right now.
The 21st.
Next Sunday?
So, yeah.
Okay, and hopefully we'll have the tree up by then. We may do a live while we put the tree up.
Depends on how, if it falls over on Blair.
Well, yes, and I'll have to tie it off to the deck up there. And there's other people that I would like to have join me. I mean, experienced people in the trade, where there'd be a couple of us. I mean,
So we might test drive a podcast.
And where's the podcast?
Well, I'm reading about it. I don't know exactly.
Okay, I'm not even sure what a podcast is. I mean, I don't know. I could get together with somebody and discuss it with them. And wait, is that what a podcast is?
Yes, except for you're each on a screen, but it's split screen for other people to watch.
We're not in the same place?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that might be interesting.
Yeah.
Who would I call? One word. Oh, yeah, Matt. Yes. Or I could put Cassidy or anybody.
Yeah.
Or Matt.
Or Matt.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
I got to smooth him a bit to get him up here to give me a hand, because there's going to be some serious polishing to do. And he's the best polisher I know. So anyhow, all right, folks. Thanks for checking in. Again, next weekend we'll be here. I'm going to carry on and get lots done. So next time you go, oh, he did get it done. So cheers to everybody and Merry Christmas. Right on.
You still don't know how to shut this off, do you?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Oh,
Hey,
there
guys.
she is.